We
Was
met
this
in
before
Italy.
or after you hooked up with, you got involved with a very, very funny comedian?
After. Like
After.
a year out. Like,
Were you
oh, wait
thinking
a minute.
about her at all?
I mean, okay, first of all, I was going after the comedian. She's busy.
Yeah, that's true.
Ashley Gavin, your TikTok therapist.
Hello, welcome to The Fuck Is Your Problem. These are live therapy calls that people make to me on TikTok. Even though I am not a therapist, I am a comedian. They are 100% real, and they are only edited for lag and repetition and audio blips. I hope you enjoy.
I agree. I love the way you phrased that. That was actually really good. I like that.
You don't need someone in your life who you don't have compatible styles with, who's gonna tell you that you're bad and you're gonna joke about being bad because deep down on the inside you feel bad. You don't need that.
Uh-huh.
So when is
Absolutely.
she gonna leave?
Good question. I have no idea. Hopefully soon.
Oh my god. Wait, I'm so sorry. I just got a text from a person.
It's okay. At this point, it's like
legit
comical.
just got a text from a person that I hooked up with.
You're lying.
No, I'm not lying.
This is great.
Look, I don't
like
want to
we're
make
both
this
in a
about
debacle.
me. I don't want to make this about me. And I'm so sorry that it's
No,
your
let's
birthday
make it about
and
you.
you're going through a
Let's
divorce.
talk about your...
But I did, in fact, just get it.
Oh my gosh. What'd you say?
Oh, God. Listen.
So what did she say?
Okay, I gotta condense this. I gotta condense this down into a couple sentences because I don't want to abandon you because you have real people problems. This is real shit, okay?
It's okay.
But what you need to do is you gotta put yourself first. It's awful that she's in a bad financial situation, but you've given her a few months, so that she's had enough time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Absolutely. I agree.
Put yourself...
I appreciate your therapist talk.
Yeah, no problem. I'm spinning and my brain is inside my skull doing backflips right now.
Well, I'm glad. At least it got your wheels turning.
All right, you're gonna be okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Okay. This is a person that I hooked up with. This text is not about me. We're going to read the text, and then we're going to call her. All right? Jen, you okay? All right.
You're calling?
I'm going to call her, yeah. I think this is the content that people want to see. All right, this is from a person that I hooked up with, a woman that I hooked up with. This one girl I was/am who really even knows anymore dating is in the Air Force. We met online briefly after meeting 2 years ago. This is definitely overlapping with me in the timeline. I invited her to join me on a paid vacation to a place
You should probably have stayed with her.
leading up to the trip. She sporadically went silent. Day of trip, she no-shows me at the airport. This is probably when it should have ended. I gave her a second chance. She had spent that time with an ex. I was technically still married.
Did you know?
No, I didn't know about that. Then she goes overseas for 6 months. During her 6-month duty, I went on a cruise, hit on this comedian who I think is my mystery baby mama because she has a son named Gavin who looks like me. It's on my Instagram if you'd like to. Because they wear matching clothing, but that's another story. Back to the therapy. Girlfriend comes home in March. Pandemic hits. She's only home for 5 months, so she basically stays with me. During her stay while I'm working, she is hooking up with the Karen on the block, who, by the way, is married to a man. Karen convinces her of a lot of BS, too much to text, there's some cap. Anyway, she's back overseas and I like her, and we have great, they do the woohoo real good. Do I pick her up at the airport where she lands when she lands in March, or do I stand her up? I'm going to call this woman that I hooked up with on a cruise. Okay. Here we go.
Oh my god.
I haven't spoken to her in a really long time.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Okay, first of all, 2 years ago.
Wait.
Longer.
Pause. Before we even get into this, I just have to say, it is unethical as your therapist. I don't know that it's totally ethical for me to be giving you even fake therapy right now. So I just want everyone on the internet, you know this is on the internet, right?
Yeah.
I just want everyone on the internet to know that what I'm doing is 100% unethical. All right. Okay. So let's give some background. What would you like your name to be for this call? Because I haven't used your name.
Let's see. My name is Tammy.
Hey, Tammy. That's a great choice because we did meet on a Carnival cruise. Tammy, we met on a Carnival cruise about a year ago, a little over a year ago.
Correct.
And I am not permitted, because I was an employee, to say what happened on that cruise, but we had a brief entanglement.
A moment.
A fleeting moment, and a fun little hang.
A long moment.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, Tammy, but you had been seeing Air Force lesbian
Yes.
for a while at that point too.
Well, Air Force lesbian went overseas, and we weren't real. Like, we were just kind of seeing each other. There was no relationship. It was all fun. The
Right.
first time she was overseas.
Right.
And then, so she stands me up at the airport, and I go on this freaking trip.
And I just
by
want to
myself.
say, Tammy, I would never have done that to you, okay? I
I
never
hear
would have
that.
stood you up at the airport. I'm not that type of girl. It's not relevant to this conversation, but I just want to say that I am not the type of therapist that would stand up their pal at the airport. But continue.
Right. Okay, so she stands me up at the airport. It was forgiven because we weren't we just met a couple months before that, and I invited her last minute just because I didn't know who I was going to bring. And anyway, she ended up standing me up because she hooked up with an ex. Okay, fine.
Sure.
Then, so we're just hanging out. Then she goes back overseas, and as a payback to her standing me up, I meet her in Italy.
You, as payback for her standing you up, you meet her in Italy? How is that payback?
Because she paid for it.
Oh, okay. All right.
I paid for the trip that she set me up on, which was Mexico versus Italy. So we have 10 great days in Italy. Amazing. Okay, what are we going to do when you get back home from overseas? Because we met there. We didn't go together. So I came from the States. She came from overseas. We
Was
met
this
in
before
Italy.
or after you hooked up with, you got involved with a very, very funny comedian?
After.
After.
Like a year out.
Were you
wait
thinking
a minute,
about
let me-
her at all?
Was I thinking about her at all?
Yeah, the really funny comedian who's definitely not a therapist.
Well, I mean, okay, first of all, I was going after the comedian. She's busy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was,
You're
busy,
in Italy,
busy.
you're constantly thinking about the comedian, but somehow you can keep your mind on Air Force lesbian. And
Right. Well, yeah.
so then what happens?
Okay, so this is not about you. This is about me and my therapy.
Yes, that's true.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So, anyway, Air Force comes home in March, right when the world shut down. So she ends up at my house.
Okay.
which was great because I missed her, right? So it was awesome. We spent a lot of time together. I just bought a house. We're home improving.
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. You're home improving. So this is really quite a
yeah.
U-Haul situation.
Well, she knew she was going back overseas, so it was like she just kind of U-hauled with her little bag, and that was it.
How does Gavin feel about it?
Gavin likes her because she makes fast food runs for him and stuff.
Okay. I miss my son very much. You let him know that. Daddy's thinking about him.
You know what? He actually would be really... He asked me often, like, do you ever talk to that comedian? And I'm like, no, not really, because she's busy. She's busy.
I did, in fact, have a girlfriend.
Yeah, she has a girlfriend. Okay, no, wait, you're turning it around. This is my therapy
You're
session.
right. I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry.
Okay, so anyway, while I'm working, she's going across the street to Karen's house, hanging out all day.
Okay.
And working out in her workout room and all of this, and there's so much to it, but basically Karen convinces her to break up with me, and it ended up being a really big shit show. It was terrible.
Sure.
And so...
Is Karen still with her husband today?
Karen, I think, was just curious.
Okay, Karen's bi-curious. You know, I would recommend her comedy, my comedy then. She might enjoy...
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Continue.
Right. Okay, yeah, okay. Therapy, come on.
All right.
Yeah, so Karen, I think, is curious, and if, you know, she liked Air Force, but I think they might have bedroom talk, you know, and so...
Yes.
If I get brought in, we can't have that because I'm prettier than her, so that's a no-no.
No, we all know that. You have a great body. I know that for sure.
Yeah, well, you're welcome for that minor picture.
Yes.
Forever ago, before your girlfriend. So, anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, so the story goes on and on, but anyway... Karen helps her pack her shit out of my house. Can I say shit? Stuff.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so Karen helps her pack her things out of my bedroom. So they go into my bedroom while I'm gone at work.
Oh, my
Packs
God.
her stuff. Karen takes her to her mother's house. And I'm over here, I have no idea what's going on. And so basically...
Wait, she's bringing lesbian Air Force home already? She's still married? She's bringing lesbian Air Force to her mother?
No, she drove Air Force to Air Force's mother's house.
Oh, got it. Okay.
She's only on a 5-month stay between her tours, and so I have 2 cars, so she was driving my Jeep. So she didn't have a car until she gets back. She'll buy a car. But anyway,
I'm just going to pause for 1 second. Not about me this time. This is the most lesbian thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Like... Lesbian drama just makes straight drama look so freaking pathetic. This is next level shit. But okay, go on. Like, it involves multiple families, the military, and a carnival cruise. This is a full blockbuster film.
Yes. And a sugar mama, apparently, if she's driving my cars. So, yeah. So anyway, so she takes her to her mother's house. Karen does.
Okay.
And then I go on a trip. I'm pissed off. I go on a trip. I go out of town. When I get back, Air Force and I have a conversation.
Sure.
And I want to know if they hooked up, like what's going on. So basically, there's a couple times that I would get phone calls from Air Force, and if she wasn't at my house, and she'd be like, "Where were you last night?" And so Karen across the street is telling her I wasn't coming home. And then, so that kind of...
So Karen's got
Karen's
a freaking pair of binoculars pointed at your house.
Correct. Well,
And you're not even really dating Air Force lesbian.
Correct.
Okay.
So, anyway, and I live across the street from this person. Still.
Where's Billy Bob? Where's Karen's husband? Where's Billy Bob on this?
He's around. He's just, I guess, saying that. Well, I don't know, because when everything
He
had
doesn't
went
care?
anywhere, he lives there with her.
Yeah, but does he know what's happening?
I don't think he knows
This should have been the plot to Happiest Season. If you're gonna have some frickin' drama in an unhealthy situation, go full out and do this shit that's happening right here. But okay, all right.
Yes.
So
Okay.
Billy Bob doesn't care. He's just like,
Or he
if y'all
does
gonna do
or
gay
whatever.
shit, do it in the Jeep. All right. So
Karen is a bored stay-at-home mother.
okay.
Apparently, I was her entertainment for a while, but yeah. So once I get back and Air Force and I are having a conversation, she hands me her phone to like prove to me that she's not initiating the conversation. So I grab her phone.
She's
She offered
showing
it
you
to me.
full texts.
I didn't hear you. What did you say?
She's showing you texts.
Text messages between the two of them, and I don't know if any have been deleted.
Yeah.
So I'm going
Air Force
through,
sounds like not a very bright crayon in the box, in my opinion. But okay, go on.
So anyway, as I'm reading it, so she breaks up with me on a Tuesday. I go out of town on a Thursday, and then there's messages like asking her to come over to their home and play spades and hang out for 2 nights, and then she would take her back to her mother's. And I'm like,
Why does it
If I
matter?
told-
Why does it matter who initiates it if she's still doing it? Like she's some sort of agentless being that just like has to do what other people say. You should look into that.
well, she didn't end up going over because obviously they play spades in their garage. And I'm like, if I pulled up over the weekend and saw you in the garage with Karen across the street after you just broke up with me for 2 days ago, yeah, it was a mess. But anyway, she goes back. She's back overseas, and obviously she's going to ask me to pick her up at the airport.
It's
So-
not worth it. It's not worth it. You're leaving?
You're doing great.
Thank you. It's so not worth it. Don't pick this person up from the airport.
Okay.
I would never see this person again if I were you.
All right. Well, that's quality therapy right there. That's what I needed.
All right. Was this just? Are you just trying to talk to me?
I mean, maybe. No,
I mean-
but this is a true story. Actually, it wasn't even, you know what? I had a friend that texted me, was like, oh my God, she follows you. And she was like, oh my God, she's so funny. You need to message the Air Force story. And I was like, oh, it's so long. I mean, there's so much more to it, and I know you don't have time, but anyway, yeah.
Well, I appreciate all compliments about my comedy. As you know, that is
Yeah.
the way to my heart. Sincerely, as someone who knows you in the biblical sense, I would say don't pick this person up from the airport. She sounds this doesn't sound like this sounds like some real drama that, you know what I mean? This sounds kind of trashy.
Yeah. So what do you think about Karen? You know, I don't sway to her. I see her all the time.
Oh, because she lives on the block. I would just kind of
Yeah,
be just polite and not make any, you know what I mean? Just kind of act, don't be friendly, but don't be unfriendly either.
So flashing her, you know, is inappropriate. I shouldn't do that.
I wouldn't
No?
flash anybody. I wouldn't flash anybody. I would save that for your camera roll for people that you might think about
No.
every now and then. No one in particular.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's good. So I just save that and send it to funny people.
Sorry?
So I just save that for the funny people,
Exactly. Yes.
not the Karens. Got it.
Not the
Okay.
Karens.
Look, this has been great therapy.
I really appreciate you texting me.
Yeah, but it's a real story. It's
No,
a
I
real
can
system.
tell it's real. I really think you should break up with this person permanently. That's my genuine opinion.
But we all have needs.
We do, but I think
But
you can
again-
do. I think you can do better. I know that you
Yeah.
can do better. I know that you can do really, really well for yourself. Actually,
Yeah, I'll be all right.
you will. You will. All right. Well, thanks. Maybe talk to you. You know what? I'm not going to say anything like that.
Bye, Tammy.
All right.
Bye, Tammy.
Bye.
Ashley Gavin, your TikTok therapist.